Hi, hello, welcome back to the class, everyone. Today we are going to learn about searching the files. How to search files. How to search files in your computer. So I am going to teach you how to search a file in your computer. If you uh, forgot where you have saved your file, right? Files are searched when the name of file or the place stored in is unknown. So when you will find a file or when you will search a file, it is when you forgot the name of the file or the place of the file where you saved the file. Understood? In these situations, we will search the file. Several search methods are provided by an operating system. Files can be searched by file name, file extension, or date saved. So, as you know, files have attributes such as file name, file extension, date of saved, the saved date, or uh, there are a lot of things, right? So, files can be searched in several methods. There are several methods to search a file. So an operating system, where if you know the operating system, I think you have heard about the operating system and learned about the operating system. If not, go to the YouTube channel and learn it from the grade 7 uh, videos. Okay, right. So if you want to find a file in your computer, the operating system provides you several methods to find a file. For an example, a file can be searched by file name, or else it can be searched by file extension. Also, it can be searched by the save date. File extensions can be used to search files by type. Using this, let us search for a file. So today I am going to teach you how to find a file or how to search a file by files extension. You know the file extension, right? The file is having file names and file extension. So after the dot, the file extension, you can find it. There are a lot of types of file, you know. For an example, mp3, mp4, jpg, okay, doc, ppt, presentation. So there are several types of or lot of types of files. So by the file extension, okay, we can search a file. Now let's go to search a file by its extension. So in your workbook, the activity 2.3, this one, right? If you have forgotten the place where you saved a particular file in an earlier occasion, there is a possibility for you to find it again using the name of the file type, and the date saved, etc. Let us learn the way to find such files using file types. If the file type is known, files of that type in the computer can be listed out. File type is shown in file name as its extension. Hence, let us see how to find all such types of the files using the file extension. So here they are telling, for an example, if you have forgotten where you have saved the file, then you can find the particular file by searching for the extension. Now imagine you saved a file, but you can't remember the name of the file, but you can remember in which software you have created the file. For an example, if you created it using the word processing software, then the extension is already known, right? If it is from the if it is from the word processing software, then the file extension will be docx, right? So now we are going to learn how to find a or how to search a file by its extension. For instance, let us find a file with an extension docs. Follow the steps given below. So there are some steps here, right? I will show it to you. Concentrate on the steps. First, let us go to File Explorer. right click on the Windows icon, click on File Explorer in the menu that appears. So there are several methods to find the file. I will show you. Here there is the start button, right? So this is a start button. Now you can right click the start button. Okay, and find the File Explorer here. Okay, or else you can open the start button and type File Explorer. Then it will come here, it will appear. Click on the File Explorer. Now File Explorer will be open to you. This is the File Explorer. Can everybody see? If yes, put a yes please. If you can see the File Explorer. Okay. Right. Now in File Explorer, okay, in File Explorer, here there is a Search Quick Access, right? Click on this Search Quick Access and write down the extension of your file, docx. Okay. And enter. Now here, you don't know where the place you saved the docx file, right? For that, you go to this PC. This PC mean all the files will be shown here. Whatever the docx file, it will be shown here. It will be listed here. So click on this PC and then see one by one it shows you the docx file list here. Now you can search for your file and open it from here. Understood everyone? So now you know how to find or how to search a file. Now let's go to the next one. Okay. Troubleshooting and maintenance of computer. What is troubleshooting or maintenance of computer? Now our computers sometimes it's not working, right? It can happen, right? So we should troubleshoot it. It troubles us. It doesn't work. So we should troubleshoot that and maintain the computer. So in this lesson, we are going to learn how to troubleshoot and maintain the computer. There are two basic types of troubles, okay, in computer. There are two basic types of troubles we experience when we work with the computer. So when you are working with the computer, you can face two types of troubles. Okay, you can experience or you may experience two types of troubles. One, hardware related troubles. Two, software related troubles. Now understood? Problems related to computers can be categorized into two. Hardware related troubles or problems, software related problems or troubles. Software related problems or software related troubles can be categorized into two. Application software related troubles or problems, operating system related problems. Now understood? Troubleshooting means you are having problems, you are solving the problems. Troubleshoot means solving the problems. Understood? Troubleshoot means solving the problem. So problem related to computer are two types. Hardware related problems, software related problems. Software related problems are two types. Application software related problems and operating system related problems. First, let us study what hardware problems are. Okay, let's go with the hardware problems. To identify the problems of the hardware or to identify problems related to hardware, it is essential to identify ports used for connections. Now, problems related hardware mostly occurs because they are not properly connected to the ports. What are ports? Ports mean the ports we use to connect the hardware components of the computer. For an example, if you want to connect the mouse to the computer, there is a port. If you want to connect the printer to your computer, there is a port, like a plug, like a switch, right? So there are ports in the computer which you use to connect the hardware devices to your computer. Now understood what are ports? Okay. So, before learning about the hardware problems, you should understand or you should know what are the ports used for connections. Okay, right. First one, PS2 port. PS2 port, we use them to connect the keyboard and mouse. So in the purple color port, the keyboard is connected, and the green color port, the mouse is connected. Understood everyone? PS2 port is used to connect the keyboard and mouse. Purple color port is for keyboard, green color port is for mouse. If yes, put a yes. Second one, VGA port. VGA port is used to connect the monitor. Okay? VGA connect VGA have VGA, then we to VGA. If a monitor has a DVI connector, then that monitor will be connected to DVI port. Now understood? There are some monitors having the VGA connectors. Then connect with the VGA port. There are some monitors with the DVI connectors. Then these monitors are connected to the DVI port. HDMI port is used to connect the television set instead of the monitor. If you want to connect the if you want to connect your computer to the television, okay, if you want to connect your computer to the television, then you use the HDMI port. Cables that are connected to this port can input and output both audio and video. VGA means video graphic adapter. Next one. Now understood? VGA port, DVI port, HDMI port. Okay? USB port, everybody knows that. USB port are used to connect the USB type connections. Whatever the device with the USB port, USB connectors are used to connect with the USB port. So you should understand most of the computer devices nowadays, even it can be a mouse, keyboard, a printer, a scanner, a microphone, a speaker, okay, most of the devices nowadays comes with the USB wires, USB connectors. Understood? RJ45 Ethernet port. So this port is used to connect the network. This port is used to connect the network, computer network. What is a computer network? A computer network means connecting two or more than two computers together. That is a computer network. Okay. There is another port called eSATA port. So eSATA port is used to connect the storage devices, external storage devices. You know external storage devices. For an example, like external hard drive. There are external hard disk, right? So these devices are used to connect to eSATA port. Yes, Ethernet port comes in laptops, also in desktop computers. Next one, HD audio port. HD audio ports, you know by its name, it is used to connect the audios. For an example, like speakers, headphones, microphones, or whatever, right? For high quality sound. For high quality sound, we are using the HD audio ports. In addition to the ports in figure 2.2, there are other ports in desktop, laptop to tab computers and mobile telephones. Let us identify those ports which are shown in figure 2.3. Right? So those ports can be connected in desktop, laptops and all the tabs. Computers also, they are used to connect. Let us configure some other ports also, right? For an example, parallel port. Parallel port, we use this port to connect the printers. But you should know, nowadays the modern printers use USB cables, okay? This parallel port is not there, but some of the printers using the parallel port, most of the modern printers are using the USB cables. Therefore, modern computers do not come with this port. So if you are buying a new computer, a modern computer, this parallel port is not there, okay? You should understand. Next one, micro USB port. Micro USB port, you guys know this. It is in mobile phones also is available. If you can find it in the mobile phones. For an example, in Samsung phones, the the port which you use to charge the phone, that is a micro USB port. A small, micro means small. So micro USB port, so connects smart devices such as mobile phones, MP players, photo printers and digital cameras. Okay. SD card reader, there is a port like this in laptops. So this port is used to connect the SD card. SD card means the chip. You know the chip, right? A chip is small, right? So there is a SD card reader. You can put the chip here, okay? And then connect it to the SD card reader and it will read the chip. Usually found in laptop and tab computers. Long form of USB is Universal Serial Bus. Universal Serial Bus. We learnt about several ports used to connect devices to the computer. This knowledge is essential for troubleshooting of computers. Let us now explore troubleshooting and possible solutions. PS2 port is used for keyboard and mouse, to connect the keyboard and mouse. VGA port is used to connect the monitors with VGA connection or with VGA wires. DVI port is used for monitors with DVI connection. HDMI port is used to connect a television set instead of a monitor. Okay. USB port is used to connect whatever the device which have the USB type connections. RJ45 Ethernet port is used for connect the network, computer network. eSATA port is used for external storage devices. HD audio port is used to connect the high quality sound. Parallel port is used to connect the printers, but you should know that the modern printers use USB cables. So for that, all the modern computers do not have this parallel port. Micro USB port is used to connect the smart devices like mobile phones, MP players, and photo printers and digital cameras. SD card readers are used to connect the SD cards usually found in laptops and tab computers. Now understood? Troubleshooting hardware problems. So examples for hardware problems are the computer doesn't function. The computer is not working. The keyboard doesn't work. The mouse doesn't work. The monitor doesn't display. The speaker doesn't function. The network connections doesn't work. So these are the hardware problems in the computer. Okay, right. So let's see one by one how to troubleshoot these problems one by one. How to troubleshoot a computer if the power button is pressed and it is not functioning. So before that, electricity has to be used in this unit. So you should be cautious. Okay, do the activities under the direct supervision of the teacher, or else the elders in your home, your father, your mother, take their helps and do all the activities. If something happens in your computer, in checking the power supply, first disconnect the main power supply. So when you are checking the power supply in your computer, please don't forget to uh, disconnect the main power supply. Okay, right. So let us look into the possible solution in this problem. So solution number 1, examine whether the cables connecting to the computer and the main port supplying electricity are well connected. You should check whether all the cables are connected correctly and also the main port supplying electricity is connected. Power supply to the computer may be direct from a wall socket or through a UPS, right? So when you are providing the power to your computer, it can be either you you supply the power through a UPS, or else maybe you are directly connecting the power through the sockets. So if you have connected your computer through the UPS, then first, what is the first step you should take? You should disconnect the power supply from the wall socket. So you should disconnect the power supply from the wall socket. Then check whether the plug to the UPS is properly connected. This is the back of the UPS. Check whether these wires are properly connected to the UPS, because if it is not properly connected, it might get short. Check whether the cable to the computer from the UPS is connected properly. If they are not connected, connect them properly. So check them. If they are not connected properly, then connect them properly to the UPS. After that, check the power supply. You know there is a wire which is connected to the computer from the power supply. Isn't it? This is a power supply cable. So check whether this cable is correctly connected. Okay, then there is another cable which is connected to the monitor. They also check the monitor cable whether it is properly connected to the monitor. Okay, if it is not connected, connect it properly. Then after connecting all the wires properly, power on the UPS from the main supply. Then power on the UPS from the main supply and see whether it is working or not. Switch on the computer. There is a switch for the computer. Switch on the computer and check whether it is working or not. it is most likely to get started. Okay, mostly it will start and it will work. If it doesn't work, then seek a technical assistant. There are people who are repairing the computers, right? Then go to the shop or go to the whoever the one who repairs the computer and give it to them, and they will fix the problem and give it to you. Okay, dear. These are the steps which are used in the PC computers. I mean personal computers, desktop computers. Okay. In laptops, only one switch is there. Understood? The second solution is, if your computer is directly connected to the power supply without a UPS, then remove the connection from the wall socket and check whether the power supply, the system unit's cable is connected properly and the VGA port of the monitor is connected properly. If it is not connected, connect it properly. Then switch on the plug of the switch on the plug and see whether your computer is working or not. Most likely the computer will start. If it didn't start, then seek the technical assistant. Now understood the first problem, how to solve it? Next problem, the second problem, the keyboard or the mouse doesn't function. So this you can use it in your laptop computers as well. This solution. Okay. So first one, if the keyboard of the peripheral keyboards, okay, peripheral keyboards, if you are connecting peripheral keyboards and mouses, if it doesn't work, restart your computer. First of all, restart your computer. Check whether the keyboard or the mouse is activated. In most cases, they are likely to. If not, carry out the following, right? Most likely it will work. If you restart the computer, your keyboard and mouse will work. But if it doesn't work, then you should follow the second solution. The second solution, shut down the computer. Okay. Then take off the USB port. If it is connected to the USB port, take off the USB port and connect it again. If it is connected with the PS2 port, take off the PS2 port cable and connect it again. Okay. And then switch on your computer. Most likely it will work. If it didn't work, then you should seek a technical assistant. That's it. Nothing is here. Only the thing you should do here, remove the wire from the computer. First remove the power supply, okay, then only you should do all these things. Remove the power supply from the wall socket and remove the wire, connect it properly and on your computer. Mostly it will work. If it didn't work, then what you should do? Take it to the technical assistant. Next one, if the monitor doesn't function, what we should do? First, check whether the power button of the monitor is switched on. You know all the monitors having a power button. So check whether the power button is on or off. Okay. If it is off, then switch it on. If it doesn't work yet, then restart the computer. Now you might ask me, teacher, the monitor is already not working. So how to restart the computer? You know the system unit has a restart button. Okay. There are two buttons. One to power on the button. Another button is there to restart the computer. Click on that restart button and it will be restarting. Okay. So after restarting, the monitor should work upon restart. If not, go to the next step, right? First one, switch on the button of the monitor. If it doesn't work, then restart your computer. Even if it doesn't work, then check whether the cable connection is properly connected to the display. So if it is a VGA display, if it is a VGA port, check whether the VGA port is connected properly to the monitor and the system unit. There is a wire from the monitor to the system unit. Check whether it is correctly connected to them. If it is not connected, then connect it properly. If it is a DVI port, check whether the DVI port is connected properly to the monitor and to the computer system unit. If it is not connected, then connect it properly. Check whether the HDMI is connected properly. If it is not connected, then connect it properly. After that, check the connectivity of power supply cable. To the monitor, there is a power supply cable also. Check whether the power supply cable is connected properly. Okay, if it is not connected properly, then connect it properly. If you follow the above mentioned steps correctly, the monitor will function properly when you restart the computer. Otherwise, test with another monitor. Okay, if your monitor didn't work, then get another monitor and check whether it works with the computer or not. Okay, whether the problem is with the monitor. Then you can realize if the problem is with your monitor or with the computer. If it is still doesn't work, if it still doesn't work, then take your computer to a technical assistant to be checked. Understood? Okay. Here I want to tell you an important thing which everyone do it mistakenly. Okay, which everyone does it mistakenly. When you are connecting cables to the computer, okay, connect it directly. Understood? Connect it directly. Don't push it here and there. When you are pulling, don't pull it. When you are, there are some people who are just not pulling or connecting the wire directly. Understood? They just grab it here and there and then they remove it. If you grab it, okay, here and there, then what what will happen? There are small pins. There are pins in the ports. So these pins can get damaged. If it get damaged, then it will not work. Understood? So when you are connecting them, connect it directly. Don't grab it here and there. Understood? Okay. Next one, faulty speakers. If your speakers are not working. First of all, if your speaker is not working, if you can't hear any sound, check the volume, whether the volume control is high or not. Because sometimes the volume, maybe I made it low, so I can't hear the sound, right? So first of all, you should check whether the volume is in the higher level or not. If it is not in the higher level, then increase the volume control. Even if you increase the volume control and still you can't hear sounds, then check the computer's audio setting. I will show you the computer's audio setting. In Windows, in your right side here, you can see a small speaker icon, right? See? Click on that. And something like this will be appeared to you. Here you can adjust the sound. You can increase and decrease it. If it is in 0, then increase the volume of your computer. Okay, you increased it. Still you can't hear a sound. Then go to the next step. The cables that connect the computer and the speakers vary according to the technology used in the speakers. So speakers are used according to technologies. right? Surround back left or right, surround left, right. So there are a lot of ports, right? So check whether the port is connected properly. Okay, if it is not connected properly, then connect the port properly to the computer. Like that there are some optical digital audio technology ports. You need only one cable to connect it. So check whether this cable is connected properly. If it is not connected properly, then connect it properly. Then go and check, there are some speakers which are with a power supply cable. There is power supply cable. So check whether that power supply cable is connected to the power supply correctly, okay, properly. If it is not connected properly, then connect it properly. Still, if you can't hear the sound, then restart the computer. Okay, restart the computer. Sound is more likely to work. Otherwise, check whether the fault is with speakers of your computer. So how to check whether the speakers are not working or the speakers are having the fault? Connect another set of speakers to your computer and check whether those speakers are working or not. Okay, if still those speakers are not working, then if the audio device driver is not properly installed, it has to be installed correctly. What are audio device driver? There are something called device driver in the computer. For an example, when you are connecting a peripheral device like printer, speaker, and scanner, these are peripheral devices, right? You can remember. So when you are connecting these peripheral devices to your computer, you should introduce this peripheral device to the computer. For an example, we'll say Ishna is coming to my home. So I haven't seen you, right? But you know me. So first when we meet, you give an introduction about yourself to me, right? Then only I can get connected with you. Isn't it? Like that, when you are connecting a peripheral device to the computer, you should introduce the peripheral device to the computer. So how to introduce it? If you know, when you buy a printer, there is a CD all along with the printer when you buy it. So what is this CD? This CD is a software where you should necessarily install it in your computer to introduce the printer to the computer. That is called device driver. Now understood? If yes, put a yes. It is an introduction. We should introduce the speaker to the computer. So audio device drivers should be installed in the computer. We should introduce the printer to the computer. So printer device driver should be installed to the computer. That is the device driver. So install the device driver to the computer. It has to be installed correctly. Seek assistance from your teacher or the elders in your home. Okay. If all the steps described above fail to work, okay, you followed all the steps, but still your sound is not working, then seek a technical assistant. Now understood, everyone? Right. So that is it for today. Next week we will learn about the network connection failure. So I'll wind up the class for today. Hope everybody understood. Until we will meet again at the next class. Thank you for joining the class, everyone, and have a nice day.